All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Owen Fritzen here with you. It is Wednesday, April 15th, watching some severe thunderstorms roll across northern Ohio as expected right now. But we do have a few storms we're keeping a very close eye on, especially up northwest Ohio. We're keeping a very close eye on some storms here over in the Henry County area right now that's had some history of rotation. So we're keeping a very, very, very close eye on this storm over there. There's some other storms approaching here, Lucas and Wood counties. We do have one over Erie, Huron, Lorain counties. We'll break this down here for you step by step in just a moment. We're going to flip over to our radars here. We're going to start off over here in Henry County. This is the one that we've been seeing rotation with it. We are kind of, as a team, surprised that they haven't issued a tornado warning, but they've elected not to do that. So this severe thunderstorm warning, however, is tagged tornado possible. So let's go ahead and dive right into the thick of it here. We'll show you what we're talking about. Let's go over into Henry County. We'll take a zoomed in shot here for you to take a look at what we got going on. This cell right here, you can see in Henry County, approaching Wood County, you can see it has a deep dark purples, definitely some hail going on with this as it approaches the Wood County line here just south east of Napoleon, just south of McClure there on south of Route 6. So this particular storm cell right now has that severe thunderstorm warning that's on it. And it is in effect until 4 o'clock. So we got about another 5 minutes, and then there's one issued out ahead of this one. This one is tagged tornado possible, and they're saying ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. And they do have trained spotters that are confirming some of this information. So make sure that you are indoors if this one is heading your direction. We do have some pretty large hail that's being reported with this particular cell, getting ready to hit Bowling Green and Wood County. So you need to make sure you're indoors and away from windows. And again, this one has had some history of rotation on it. No tornado warning, but it is currently tagged tornado possible. And also the one out ahead of it here for Wood County is tagged tornado possible too. So that means that they're seeing rotation, and that the next step obviously would be a tornado warning if they wanted to issue that. So we are looking here, and we're really caught right between radar sites. We're kind of in that radar dead zone. I'm looking out of currently Fort Wayne's radar site and trying to give you the best possible shot. But nevertheless, this storm is approaching Wood County, moving out of Henry County. So if you're in Wood County and even portions of Lucas County, you have a severe thunderstorm warning for you as well. So let's break this down here. This warning over here in Henry County goes for another about 5 minutes or so. Max wind radar indicated. Again, they do tag this tornado possible, and it's moving east at about 50 miles an hour. We do have this newest one that came in for Lucas County. This one expires at 4:45, but they kind of tagged this one, or they reissued this one to kind of cover both of this line. They issued just Wood County before, and now they reissued it for northern Wood County and Lucas County on this northern one that goes until 4:45. And again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail possible with this northern flanking of that storm. The more potent one here is going to be for southern Wood County, south of this warning here that they'd issued. This one that they tagged this one tornado possible, and also said ping pong ball size hail and up to 60 miles an hour wind gusts. So we do have to keep a very, very close eye on these storms. They are having some rotation with them. Nevertheless, need to be indoors and away from windows, seeing some very large hail from many of these particular storms. We do have our lone isolated cell out here, if you will, by just coming out of just south of Erie County, coming into Lorain County. We'll pop this up here. We're switching radar sites right now, and we got this other severe thunderstorm warning over here, and we'll go ahead and zoom in on this little cell. And this is just outside of Norwalk right now, but this is for northeastern Huron County, Erie County, northwestern Medina County, and Lorain County until 4:30. This storm may be rotating. They actually say that right in the statement from the National Weather Service. They're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well, and $half size hail. So pretty large hail with that. We are looking at radar, and let's go ahead and flip over to storm relative velocity, taking out the motion of the storm for you and kind of looking at some of these areas near Collins in that area. And it does have some rotation inside of it. I'm kind of zooming way in there. We're over by Wakeman, just south of Wakeman. There is some broad rotation in here, so we are keeping a very close eye on that one as well. Flip over to the other, just base velocity with the motion of the storm, and we are seeing some rotation with this, so we're keeping a close eye on that one. It's broad right now, but we do have to keep our eye on that one. It is kind of weakening and then tightening back up once again, so we're keeping an eye on those storms as well as that approaches over here towards Lorain County. So this is kind of what we got going on right now. We got these lines moving forward across northwest Ohio as we anticipated. The National Weather Service as well has put out that severe thunderstorm watch. I put the hail markers on for you real quick. We're seeing radar indicated hail markers there over Henry County right now, moving into Wood County of looks like obviously an inch or greater. They're saying severe hail probability 50%. And then 60% of 1.25, so $half size hail over there in currently Huron County, moving through portions of extreme southeast Erie County, moving into Lorain County. So that's what we're looking at right now. So definitely some hail markers on this storm as we're continuing to watch it progress off towards the east. These storms are moving about, like I said, 50 miles an hour. Now, with that being said, too, the National Weather Service had issued, and did issue, I should say, a severe thunderstorm watch. I'll light this up for you here for basically many portions across northern Ohio. Again, I'll zoom out a little bit. All these counties you see here across northern Ohio are under that severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 9 o'clock tonight. They're saying wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour and hail up to 1.5 inches. So we're not getting a ton of reports. We are seeing some hail reports come in by train spotters. We're looking at that, getting lots of reports there, penny-sized hail, and we do have some of our weather cams up on the network too, and kind of what we're looking at over in Putnam County. Just seeing some high-level aloft rotation right now, but that's what we're continuing to keep an eye on for you here. Looking things here on the backside of everything, talking with some of the team members that are also monitoring some of the outlets for me as well. But we did want to come live because we do have some of these storms, and we can't totally say today that they won't be having some rotation with them. And again, that's mainly why we came live once again, because we're still seeing that possible rotation that is continuing to, as I like to say, pulsate. And it's approaching Wood County right now in Bowling Green. So that's the one that we got to keep our eye on, along with that one over in Huron County. But that one seems to weaken. That trend is kind of on a weakening trend right now. But we're keeping a very, very close eye with that. And let me go ahead and put on another product here so we can get a better picture here over towards Bowling Green. This is kind of looking at the winds moving towards Wood County right now over by Custer. This still got some broader rotation with it. And you got to remember, we're looking very, very, very high up in the atmosphere at this. Again, radar beams don't shoot straight out. They have to go on an angle. So we're continuing to see some rotation here, but it is died down quite a bit from what we'd seen earlier. We are getting spotter reports coming in here too. Let's go ahead and pop those up on the screen. I'm going to turn off some of these other markers so it doesn't confuse you. And let's go ahead and put on the local storm reports because I'll show them to you as they've come in thus far. Let's go ahead and look at our local storm reports. Let me populate those on the screen. Most of it being hail coming in. Let me flip back over to reflectivity too, not to get people confused and crazy on what they're looking at there. But some of the hail has just dropped from this storm. So the latest one that came in here from emergency management, they're saying 0.7 inch, so not quite an inch there in portions of Henry County. Back over by Defiance, a train spotter says they had 1.5 inch hail just outside of Defiance, and continuing to move back. They're saying half an inch, and then what do we got here? Flood report basically over in Hicksville, which doesn't surprise me. A lot of flooding going on, and that does remind me, make sure that you don't drive through flooded roadways. Don't put yourself in danger, and please don't put the first responders in danger because you decided to do something reckless. It's not fair to them, and we want you to stay alive. So just turn around and don't drown when it comes to that situation. But definitely a hail maker as it's approaching here Wood County, so you need to have your heads up on that. But we are keeping a close eye on some cameras and the networks here on the back, and trying to see what we can see. But I can say, as I look here a little bit further into some of these other products that you can't see off screen, luckily this storm cell here, as it's moving into Wood County, the rotation has kind of subsided a little bit. There's some broad rotation there. But like I said, it's not as pronounced and it's not as defined as it was earlier. Wouldn't be surprised that we see any tornado reports coming out of the Defiance area, actually. I'm shocked, again, that they didn't issue a tornado warning, but hey, that's not my call. All right, so let's look here. I'm going to pop back over to this other storm that we're keeping an eye on, just crossing into Lorain County. Keep an eye on this one as well. We're going to come back over here and give it a little bit of attention. Just kind of a little guy just outside of Waken, and now it's moving towards Oberlin. A little feller, but it has a little bit of rotation with it. Again, these storms are moving at about 50 to 55 miles an hour, moving pretty much east right now. The National Weather Service has indicated that this storm may be rotating, and it has 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half dollar size hail, which is 1.25 or 1.25 inch hail that's possible with this storm cell as it moves in. So if you're in places like Oberlin, yeah, just make sure you get inside real quick. Not good to be outside right now. That hail is coming at you. Right now, Kipton, it's right over top of you here, kind of following Route 20, just outside of Wakeman. And it's probably approached or is approaching Oberlin right now. So out ahead of this, places like Elyria, Grafton, Eaton Estates, North Ridgeville, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning right now. So make sure, again, that you heed that advice. And it's kind of funny. They say the storm may be rotating, but they don't tag a tornado possible. But hey, it's something we're keeping an eye on, and we are seeing some little bit of rotation here just south of Kipton. So we're keeping an eye, and let me zoom in on this for you. We're keeping an eye right here south of Kipton, and I know it's a little bit of an indent, but we're keeping an eye on that, a little bit of an inflow area that we're continuing to watch. That's an area that keeps popping up, in my view, over to my right on a screen you can't see. But that continues to be an area I continue to watch. And as you can see here, if I just flip it over to our regular velocity, looking at the winds, there is some rotation. Now, it's not as strong right now, but it continues to be an area that I want to keep looking at, and my eye keeps getting drawn to that. So we're keeping an eye there just south of Kipton on that cell as it moves off towards Oberlin right now and eventually off towards Cleveland and the Cleveland area. So definitely want to make sure you don't let your guard down with that cell as well. So if you're just joining us here, I'll kind of take it back out, kind of look here at the wide view. We got some storms moving across Ohio, mainly hail producers right now. Earlier in Defiance, we had some rotation. No tornado warning was issued with that storm. We do have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings currently on the board. It is Wednesday, April 15th, and Owen Fritz joining you here live this afternoon, taking you through the afternoon hours and kind of providing our team coverage, who's working wonders looking at everything behind the scenes for us. But we did want to come live because of some of these storms, and in particular, Wood County right now, that severe thunderstorm warning was tagged tornado possible. So we always like to try to give you a little bit of a heads up if we can on those particular storm cells. So it's a moving through. Let's go ahead and zoom back in here for this line that's moving through Wood counties and even portions of Lucas County and Toledo. Let's go ahead and zoom back in here. Toledo, you're getting in on the action right now. This gust front, I wouldn't say gust front, this line has moved into Toledo. Wouldn't be surprised, again, seeing some small hail probably with this. The hail seems to have subsided a little bit here as it's approached Wood County. It was very strong earlier, and you see some of the hail markers coming through there, some of the local storm reports that we have turned on, and I actually need to turn those off real quick. But we are seeing some of those local storm reports, so turn those off, of some larger hail that was with that. But right now you're probably getting some very good lightning. Let's go ahead and turn on the lightning for just a second and see what we got going on. I'm in the wrong tool, so I apologize there. Maybe not. There we go. Turned on the lightning for you. Lots of lightning with this storm cell, and gotta love that. I'll zoom out here just a little bit. Lots and lots of lightning in with this storm as it's making its way through. So Toledo, I'm sure you're definitely getting a pretty good light show right now. I am going to go back over to that storm in Elyria right now because it's starting to have an inflow notch. So it is starting to do what I'm afraid it's trying to do. So we're going to go ahead and give a quick heads up over here as well. I'm going to jump over here real quick, and then we'll kind of recap the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have going on right now. So I'm going to zoom back over here into portions of Lorain County. For all intents and purposes, Erie County and Huron County, it's done for you. They'll trim that out very shortly. But just south of Oberlin, or I should say southwest of Oberlin, right outside of Kipton, we're seeing this inflow area that just continues to grow. And again, looking over here at another product that you can't see, that's how I spotted it. This inflow area continues to grow. So there is some, some rotation in this particular area. And it's broad right now, but we're continuing to watch that. All right, you're seeing some of that rotation right over here in particular. That's what we're looking at. If we take the motion of the storm, we're looking at winds here. Take that out, we are still seeing some broad rotation. So it's something that we're definitely keeping an eye on as that continues to push here towards the east at about 50 to 55 miles an hour. All right, so let's do a quick recap. I'll jump out and we'll talk about the severe thunderstorm warnings and what we have going on right now. The Storm Prediction Center today had stated that most of the area here, as we pop that up, in northern Ohio, north of 70, pretty much under a slight risk for severe weather. And we kind of have that marginal risk area, and then south of 70, just your regular general risk of severe storms for today. It's like it keeps coming this week, but welcome to spring as it continues to move forward here in April. So this is kind of that category outlook, kind of lining up with what we expected. Once again, too, if you're joining us, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that was issued for portions of northern Ohio that goes until 9 o'clock tonight. Pop that on the screen here and show you that we have the severe thunderstorm watch. They're saying hail up to 1.5 inches as well. We have a 2 tornado warning now for Wood County. So there is a new tornado warning for Wood County. And so kind of what we're thinking here, radar indicated tornado warning. And let's go ahead and zoom right back into that. That takes precedence here. So Wood County, new tornado warning here. And let's go ahead and zoom straight into here. And you're hearing a bunch of alarms and bells going off. My phone's going off, as you can hear. But we do have a new tornado warning, like I said, for portions of Wood County. And this is until 4:30 right now. So tornado warning until 4:30 includes the cities of Bowling Green. If this were to continue, it will approach Sandusky County. So Sandusky County, you're on deck right now. But again, new tornado warning. And I can see right where they're looking, kind of right on this inflow notch here, right outside of Bowling Green. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and zoom in here. So if you're just joining us, new tornado warning. I don't know if anybody listening. There's the rotation. Boom, popped up right over Bowling Green. So if you're in Bowling Green, you need to get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Not sure if anybody on the team can repost the coverage and say tornado warning video. Not sure if we can do that. So let's go ahead and put the safety graphic real quick. Where to go here in a tornado, because we now have a tornado warning for Wood County. You need to get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, cover your neck and head. If you're in a mobile home, get out of the mobile home, get in the most substantial structure that you can find. But again, tornado warning for portions of Wood County, including Bowling Green. You need to be in that tornado safe shelter right now. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Go back over here to live weather radar. We'll zoom into where that area of rotation currently is. It popped up fairly quickly, but again, we talked about earlier that this being an area of rotation that we needed to watch as it was in another office, but now we're in the Cleveland office, and right there's that rotation, right over Bowling Green, and that's what we're seeing here off screen too. So let's go ahead and kind of see this wonderful, I wouldn't say wonderful, but this inflow area. I'll flip back over to reflectivity here and make sure I got everything lined out correctly. Yeah, definitely see that inflow area. And I'm seeing something different on another screen, so that's interesting. Let me double check. Cleveland. All right. So I can kind of see where it's fueling it here from the backside. Let's go ahead and see if we get the best view for you. Turn on velocity. That's not showing it too hot. Let's go back to just storm relative velocity, and let me take out the watch box too so we can get a clear picture on everything. So taking the watch box out. All right, so if you're just joining us, we do have a tornado warning. This tornado warning is, oh, there it goes, man. Whew. Definitely getting some rotation just over Bowling Green. So right now there's a tornado warning that has currently been issued for East Central Wood County until 4:30. This is right over Bowling Green. This severe thunderstorm is capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage, and it's located again right over Bowling Green, moving east at 60 miles an hour. So again, East Central Wood County, including the city of Bowling Green, you are under a tornado warning until 4:30 this afternoon. Again, there's the rotation. A better shot of that rotation now just popped up on your screen. Moving right over Route 6 and 75, basically moving right over the city of Bowling Green. So keeping an eye on this one for you. I'm going to show you another product here off screen that I continue to look at, and it kind of give you a clear view here of what we're looking at as far as rotation. Let me see if I can maneuver this around a little bit. Man, that's not what I wanted. You're looking here. All right, so I'm kind of doing a double box here, but as we zoom in here, I'm showing you here, right here in this product. This is one of the things I look at off screen, by the way. I kind of moved it over. This is that area of rotation. This is called normalized rotation. So we're looking here at a product called normalized rotation, and this is something that we keep an eye on. Now, under the latest scan, it's not quite as tight as it normally is. However, we have to also keep in mind that this radar site is fairly far away from Cleveland. So we're looking in the upper atmosphere. So in the lower atmosphere, there definitely could be some stronger rotation going on. So we have to keep that in mind. So again, we're looking at this radar product right here. We do have a considerable tag here for a severe thunderstorm warning. We are going to have to take a little bit of a pause here for just a second because I have to push out something else in my other job. But we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's come in for that as well. So again, we're looking here at this normalized rotation product, which is basically identifying rotating air within thunderstorms. This is what we look to detect mesocyclones. So this is what we're looking at here, and definitely still rotating. If this continues, it will hit Sandusky County. So you do need to make sure that you are in your tornado-safe shelters for Wood County, but heads up to you in Sandusky County as well, because it's coming. If it holds together, and looks like it is right now. All right, I need to jump off for just one quick second, and eventually this tornado warning probably will hit where I'm at. So I need to jump for 1 second. I am going to be silent for probably about 2 minutes, and I'll be right back here. Maybe. I may not even need to do that. Well, that's confusing. Actually, I don't need to do that. All right. It doesn't include... Oh, I see what they did. I was wondering here, looking at the radar product, I'm like, holy crap, this is for Seneca County, which is one I would need to take action, but this is just for a teeny tiny sliver of Seneca County. Doesn't include Tiffin, which is really what I needed. So I'm going to be pausing for just 1 second, and I'll be right back in just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So back here with you. Sorry, I had to go. Just make sure I had some heads up here in my other job that actually pays my bills and everything. So all right, let's take a look here. I'm gonna drag this over here, pop this over here. Talk to my guys in the chat over here. All right. So we've got a warning plethora going on here. So if you're just joining us, the biggest thing is we have a tornado warning for portions of east central Wood County. We're going to have to see, and National Weather Service, from what I've been told, has been very quiet in the chat room. But my anticipation is the city of Bowling Green, just outside of this tornado warning right now. But if you're in Bradner and portions of Lucky, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. I'm going to say that this, right now, the way it looks, it is continuing for Sandusky County. So if you are in Gibsonburg or Woodville or Helena, and I live in Sandusky County, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter right now. You need to get in there. This is an early heads up for you. The latest scan, it's not dying by any stretch. This is riding right along Route 6. So if you're, again, in Sandusky County, heads up to you. You need to make sure that you're ready to go in case they issue a new tornado warning. All right, so I'm zooming back out here. We'll have to wait and see if they decide to issue another tornado warning. We're kind of getting close to what we call decision time. We'll wait and see what they decide to do. We have 10 more minutes left on this particular tornado warning just outside of Bowling Green. And you can kind of see real clear where that rotation is right now. If you're in Bradner, again, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. I'll continue to zoom in here. Portions of Route 6, Pemberville, portions of Lucky, you all need to be in that tornado safe shelter. Right now due to the tornado warning. This rotation is kind of skirting right along Route 6 as it's moving off towards the east here at about 50 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and look at reflectivity. What kind of, that's definitely not what you want to see there. Let me reload reflectivity here. Kind of seeing some of that inflow coming right over near Pemberville with some rotation. Now I can tell you right now too, if there is rotation, you're not going to see anything because it's rain wrapped. Look what you're looking at right now. It's raining, folks, right? And let's flip over to rotation and look at our products here with wind and where that rotation is. It's raining. So you're not going to see anything, zero visibility. And we are seeing, if we kind of look at this overall, we're seeing kind of a bowing structure right outside of Bowling Green. That is indicative of very strong winds. Even if you don't have a tornado warning, we do have a new tornado warning now. We do have a new tornado warning, or no, excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. Severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Crawford, Erie, Sandusky, Seneca, and Wyandotte. I apologize. I'm trying to get my warnings all straightened out. Now I have to do my job. So I'll be right back here in just a moment. We'll continue coverage here in just 1 second. All right, I'm back. We do have a tornado warning here for where I'm at. And so I apologize there. I'm trying to do 14 things at once, but we do have a new tornado warning. Tornado sirens probably will be sounding for portions of Seneca County and others. Give me 1 quick second. I have to, unfortunately, the way this hits, I have to deal with it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back here for just a moment while I can be. Did want to talk about we do have new tornado warnings in effect. Another area rotation that popped up. We do have a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings as well. My weather radio, because I'm right in the thick of this, is going off crazily. All right, so different areas here. We have 2 tornado warnings. One goes here for another few minutes here for portions of east central Wood County, just outside of Bowling Green. For all intents and purposes, this one's kind of let up quite a bit. But we do have another area rotation right now over Signat, Fostoria, Helena, and Bloomdale. You need to be in that tornado safe shelter right now. We do have some pretty strong rotation on radar with this right over the North Baltimore area as this continues. North Baltimore and Signet, just outside of Hoytville, Bloomdale, Van Buren, Rising Sun in this as well. Bradner in the tornado warning. Sandusky County, portions of Helena, even portions of Gibsonburg, depending on your address, are in. And maybe even some Fremont addresses are in there as well. Bettsville. And again, portions of northern Fostoria. We're seeing some rotation here right back towards North Baltimore. You need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Elsewhere, we've had some severe thunderstorm warnings issued. We're seeing an uptick in a lot of different things here over the last couple of minutes. Things have just really exploded, if you will, if that's a word. But kind of crazy here. These cells are firing ahead of the line. But some broad rotation near Hancock and Wood County. That's kind of where we're seeing it now. It's tightened up just a little bit further. We are seeing some rotation here in this cell just south of Tiffin as well, but they do not have a tornado warning issued for this one currently. So we're continuing to monitor that cell as it moves here off towards the east at about 50 miles an hour. And we're actually moving now more northeast. All right, so I'm going to kind of recap the warnings here one by one because it's like warning Yahtzee. Let's start with this one down down in Tiffin for portions of southern Seneca County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Radar indicated 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts currently. And we're continuing to look at this cell as it's producing some pretty good hail and some pretty good wind gusts. So that's why they went ahead and issued that particular warning. Let's go over here to the tornado warnings here. Again, the newest tornado warning right over north of Baltimore. This one up here, this northern one, expires in 2 minutes. For all intents and purposes, it's done. Pretty much we're done with that one. The newest tornado warning here, kind of see it outlays the similar severe thunderstorm warning that we had earlier. And we're continuing to see here some rotation right over North Baltimore. So if you're in North Baltimore, you need to be, again, in your tornado-safe shelter. West Millgrove, Signet, Bradner, Bettsville, portions of Fostoria, portions of Fremont, depending on your address, portions of Gibsonburg, depending on your address, North Baltimore as well. We're not getting any storm reports right now, but again, you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter. So please, again, get in that tornado-safe shelter right now. We do have this tornado warning that is in effect for northwestern Seneca County. The tornado warning does not include the city of Tiffin. I want to make sure that we are aware of that. Northwestern Seneca County, southwestern Sandusky County, southern Wood County, and northeastern Hancock County. This is where that tornado warning is in effect until 5 p.m. So we got 30 minutes left on this particular warning. This is radar indicated rotation of a tornado and what we call ping pong ball size hail. So we need to make sure that you are in that tornado safe shelter. It is right over North Baltimore. If you were in Fostoria, you got probably about another 5 to 10 minutes or so. And then as it continues to move forward, Gibsonburg here in about 15 minutes as it moves forward. It's continuing to move east at 50 miles an hour. So it is moving fairly quickly. Again, radar indicated tornado. Nothing that we've seen confirmed, but you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter, get to the lowest level of your house, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You see the warnings going across your screen there, so they should be firing up across your screen. We're seeing some other warnings out here, too, that have some considerable tags with some very strong wind gusts as it approaches. We are, again, watching some rotation just to the south of Tiffin. There is no tornado warning on that one. Wouldn't be surprised if there is soon, but right now we're not seeing anything that I guess would warrant a tornado warning, but it's close as far as rotation goes. So this particular cell down here, just outside of Tiffin, we're keeping a very, very, very close eye on that one. All right, so we have a tornado warning. The other tornado warning for portions of east central, if you will, Wood County has expired, the one that was over Bowling Green. But we do have this cell down here. This is the only tornado warning that we have, and this is what we're going to continue to focus on here real quick. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. You're seeing there for portions of Cuyahoga, Lorain, and Summit counties. We'll get to those a little bit later. Man, there's another warning that just popped up here somewhere. That might be another tornado warning. Hold on. Oh, I'm not sure why I'm getting that warning. All right. All right. So there's a wall cloud and some other things over here for Lorain County. All right. I'm getting confused there what we're seeing on that particular site. All right. So let's take it step by step. There's a new warning coming out here for this one over by Lorain, and we'll look at that here in a minute. It had some weird language. I'm trying to decipher that as I'm going through here. All right. So here we go. Let's just kind of reset this real quick. We have a tornado warning. Let's go ahead and recap that one, and we'll look at some of these other ones right now. We have a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings, but we'll get to those in a minute. But let's look at the tornado warning. And again, this goes until 5 o'clock. Radar indicated rotation with this particular storm cell. And again, we're seeing I'm seeing some other rotation south of Tiffin, but they have not issued it. But right now, there's a tornado warning for ping pong ball size hail as well, and radar indicated rotation. This goes until 5 o'clock, again, for northwestern Seneca, southwestern Sandusky, southern Wood counties, northeastern Hancock counties. This goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon. You can see they just trimmed that warning back on the tornado warning. So let's go ahead and zoom in here on the latest warning box. They just trimmed this back just a little bit. So North Baltimore, still portions of North Baltimore in that. Rising Sun, Brandner, Helena, Bettsville, probably portions of Gibsonburg again, depending on your address. I'll drag that up. Sorry, I zoom in too far all the time. Let's go ahead and look at the base velocity here. Seeing that area of rotation, very broad, but it's there. And let's go ahead and look here at our storm relative velocity. Okay, you can see that rotation right here, just outside of North Baltimore. It's going to be right here. And again, this is moving east at 50 miles an hour right now, moving actually north-northeast at 50 miles an hour. Actually, they clock it at 48 right now. So again, that main portion of the rotation down there is tracking off here about 50 miles an hour. Let me see here. See if we can drag a... we'll drag it here. They got it going at... They're saying 80 degrees. Let's go ahead and put it at 48. So let's track this out for you here. So if you're looking at this, this is where that tornado warning is right now. If that intense portion of the rotation stays together, Rising Sun, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. Bettsville, 20 minutes. 28 minutes if it holds together for portions of Ballville. Fremont, about 30 minutes. I'd say even a little less now for that. Clyde, 37 minutes, 45 minutes to Bellevue. But you're kind of seeing here the timing of this. It is moving fairly quickly. And, again, still seeing that rotation south of Tiffin. You're seeing that very clearly on your screen. And kind of surprised they haven't issued anything for that one. But it's continuing to do some rotation there right now. Give me one quick second. I got to take this call. I'll be right back. This is somewhat important since I'm in the middle of the tornado warning. All right, sorry, my day job was calling and asking some guidance there. All right, sorry, I'm back. Again, apologies. It stinks when these are happening right over top of us. All right, So, kind of clear this for you here. Let's take a look here again. Some broader rotations, kind of broadening out just a little bit. But again, there still is that tornado warning that is in effect for portions here of Wood County, portions of Seneca County, and portions here of Sandusky counties. Now, it's very important to make sure that there is a lot of people, and that's what the call was. There's some confusion. County sirens, depending on the policy, they will go off for the entire county. Many counties don't have their sirens segregated. Sandusky County does not have their sirens segregated, so the entire county of Sandusky County will go off. The city of Clyde has their own sirens, which they may or may not set off. I'm not sure if they did, but usually they will go off if any portion of the county goes under a tornado warning. So portions of Fremont, downtown Fremont, I should say, and portions of Clyde not under the tornado warning at this point. So we're continuing to watch that. Now, this is broadened out quite a bit. This is really broadened out. So it's a very, very good sign here. That not a lot of rotation left with this one. Okay, speaking of that, the tornado warning has been canceled. So that's a good sign. We are now tornado warning free. So which means I need to the tornado warning has been canceled now. All right. So depending on county policy, and I don't know certain towns and everything. I know Sandusky County, they issue the sirens one time, and they don't do an all clear, so you hear the sirens once. If you hear the sirens again, that means hit the deck. Seneca County is the same way. The Seneca County does have the ability to segregate their sirens, so you may not be hearing it throughout Seneca County. Also in the city of Tiffin did not set theirs off. I'm in communication right now with an officer who's in charge on the road right now, and they did not set theirs off because they were not in the warning. The warning for the tornado warning has been canceled. Unfortunately, some sirens and some people set the siren policy. They will set the sirens for that specified period of time for the duration of the warning, and they continue to go off. So you still may be hearing sirens. But the National Weather Service, the ultimate authority to issue a tornado warning, has canceled the tornado warning for portions there that was Wood County, Seneca County, and Sandusky County. So the tornado warning has been canceled. Now, with that being said, we really are starting to see some tornado threat risks increase here as it moves forward. Let's go through this plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings, because you got to remember, even if you don't have a tornado warning, these winds today, somewhere we're picking up to 70 miles an hour, which still can do some considerable damage. Let's look at the first warning here. I'm going to go over here and give some love to this one right over top of the Cleveland airport. So I'm going to look at this severe thunderstorm warning. We haven't had a chance to really talk about this line too much right now, but let's go ahead and look at this one here. And this is for portions of southwestern Cuyahoga County, north central Summit County, and east central Lorain County. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This storm may be rotating and has a history of producing a wall cloud. So that's what they're saying on this cell, again, for southwestern Cuyahoga County, north central Summit County, east central Lorain County. And this severe thunderstorm warning, again, goes until 5:15. Zooming back out here, let's go to the next storm here. There's a couple severe thunderstorm warnings for Seneca County. Let's go to the next one here that is just outside of Attica. I'll kind of move this over and drag this around just a little bit. This severe thunderstorm warning, I'll get it right, goes until 5 o'clock. It is for northwestern Huron, eastern Seneca, Erie, and southeastern Sandusky County, just a little sliver there in Bellevue. It goes again until 5 p.m., 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar-size hail, which is 1 1/4 inch hail. So very large hail with this one. And you could see that deep, dark purple just to the north west of Attica, probably getting in some pretty good hail just outside of Republic, riding right along 224 right now. Some pretty good hail probably coming down there with that one. All right, let's go here to the other severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at the one kind of for Sandusky and Ottawa counties. I know there's a ton of overlap here a little bit, but let's look at this one here for Sandusky and Ottawa counties. This one goes until 5:15, and they're saying this has 3/4 inch hail. And again, maximum wind gusts on this one about 60 miles an hour. So this one is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail, so mainly that wind threat with this one for basically Ottawa County, extreme northeastern Seneca County, and Sandusky counties with this particular severe thunderstorm warning. And it covers just a teeny sliver into Seneca County. They could have drawn it on the border, but they didn't. But that's that one. Then there's another one. So it's moving here. This is where we had that tornado warning moving out of North Baltimore. They haven't updated this one in quite a bit, but this one goes until 5 o'clock. For all intents and purposes, it's pretty much moving off into Seneca County right now, moving over to Bettsville. Fostoria, that's where the main portion of this line is right now, but this one goes until 5 o'clock. And if we take a look here at this text, again, northwestern Seneca, southwestern Sandusky, southern Wood, northern Hancock until 5 o'clock. They're seeing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail, again, 1.25 inches as far as the hail size that's possible with that. The other severe thunderstorm warnings for Lucas County, Wood County, and this one down here, the storms are pretty much out of your area. This one's covered by another polygon, pretty much out of the area, so I'm not even going to discuss those. I'll tell you that they go here until 4:45, so they're going to expire here in a minute. Literally, both of these go until 4:45, so they're going to be expiring here in just 1 minute. And it will kind of clean up the board here for us on what we're looking at. So we have just enough rotation in the atmosphere that we're seeing. And yeah, we're getting in on the action here for us for today. We do have a measured 1-inch hail 3 miles east of Tiffin. This was reported by a trained spotter. So we did have some hail there just to the east of Tiffin. And that's that cell that skirted just to the south of Tiffin. I could tell you if Tiffin was Tiffin's very lucky today because this cell dived to the south, and this one here you're gonna get in a little bit of this action, but nothing like that tornado warning and stuff that was to the north of it. So the city of Tiffin was not at any point in that tornado warning, nor were they even in the severe thunderstorm warning, unless it was to the extreme portions of the south here for Tiffin. But it was quite interesting. They've kind of skirted all of the storms here today. But we are still seeing some very strong hail just outside of Attica, so if you're in that area, wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing 1-inch hail there right now. So kind of zoom out. The other warnings just cleared off the board, and let's kind of zoom out here. We have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings now. The good thing is none of them are tagged in a way that says, considerable damage and all that fun stuff. However, we do have to keep an eye on this one up near Cleveland because they did say there was some history of wall cloud with that particular storm cell. So again, southwestern Cuyahoga County, north central Summit County, and east central Lorain County until 5:15. You do have that severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-size hail, which is 1 inch, and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And then back here, we'll talk about these warnings. They trim back portions here of northwestern Sandusky County and basically the western portion of Ottawa County. They trim that warning back. For the rest of Sandusky County, you're in it. Portions of Fremont, again, this one here, they do have it tagged tornado possible due to the fact, obviously, that we had a tornado warning for portions of this cell just a few minutes ago. So it has some history of rotation and winds up to 60 mile an hour being the primary threat with this storm cell. Not seeing a lot of large hail in this northern flank, but we are seeing some pretty decent-sized gusts. The hail maker is down in Seneca County right now, all things considered, looking at what we have right now on the board. So Tiffin and Seneca County, I should say, you're going to get in on some of the action here. It's right over Fostoria right now. Maybe a little bit of light hail over in Findlay, some smaller hail, I should say. So we'll have to continue to watch that as it, again, moves forward here throughout the afternoon hours. Now, we're just kind of getting into some of that prime time. We're still going to see some storms continue to fire up here over the next couple of hours, so you need to not let your guard down. A good way to do that is to download the app, download the Ohio News and Weather app from the App Store. It's free. You can set the alerts to alert you. It's a good idea to have. You can configure those alerts. You want lightning alerts? You don't want lightning alerts. You want flooding alerts? You don't want flooding alerts. So all those things are customizable. Download the Ohio News and Weather in the App Store, that app in the App Store, Google Play Store, and you can follow along with us here as we head throughout the afternoon. So this storm cell is going to continue to push off here through north central Ohio. That's kind of where we're focusing in on it right now. And then we continue to see the risk continue throughout tomorrow as well. Well, we got a quick pause for the cause. Let's go ahead and click on here the Storm Prediction Center outlook, kind of see the slight risk category lining up kind of where we think so. Some cells firing down here in Crawford County and Wyandotte County. Not severe at this point, but we're keeping a very close eye with that. And if we look at tomorrow's risk, let's go ahead and flip that on for you. Marginal risk for most. Again, some diurnal heating tomorrow causing most of that, which is daytime heating. If we talk about diurnal heating, daytime heating going into the atmosphere, firing some of these cells for tomorrow. But if I flip back to the risk for today, that's kind of what we're seeing. It's lining up very nicely here, pretty much running on that 30 corridor and even I-70, north of I-70. If you're south I-70, you don't really have a severe threat here for today. And this is kind of what we're seeing. And out ahead of this, there's some instability. So I wouldn't be surprised, again, if we've seen some more rotation out ahead of this. So you can't let your guard down, especially if you're out ahead of this towards Cleveland, Lorain counties, all the way, back here, Huron County. You're going to get in on some of this action as well. The hail threat's probably picking up a little bit again here outside of Findlay. You can see here we have a little bit deeper, darker pockets of purple now that we didn't have before. And the one over here for Seneca County, that actually, the hailmaker looks like it let up quite a bit. So that's a good sign. Hopefully it has. But there was been some reports here, as we'll put it on the board, just outside of Tiffin. You can see right there, train spotter 3 miles east of Tiffin. They're saying that there was 1 inch hail measured there. And we are getting some wind gust damage outside of McClure. Wouldn't be surprised because I think there was a tornado over there earlier, even though there wasn't a warning. If we look here just outside of McClure, they're saying barn collapse by the Emergency Management Agency over there in Henry County. So that's interesting. They're saying thunderstorm wind damage. I'm sure they'll do a survey on that one and kind of confirm what happened. All right, so with that being said, right now, we are going to wrap up this coverage. I have to step out and actually do my real job tonight. So I have to go. The other team's taking over here in just a few minutes, and we're going to do that transition right now while we have a pause and while we don't have any tornado warnings. So, ooh, man, look at that in Findlay. As I say that, let's look at Findlay again. See some of that hail? See you got darker there on that latest scan? Definitely outside Arcadia, you're seeing some pretty large hail right now. But while we got to pause, we're gonna transition over to the other folks taking over for me here this afternoon. I appreciate you continuing to be with us here for our live coverage. We'll continue to keep you updated as needed on social media channels for the live coverage, and we will continue to be here as you need us. Thank you, everyone.